Next we shall see clubbing. It is otherwise known as Hippocratic need because this sign was described by Hippocrates 2500 years earlier in a case of empyema. This is one of the very old physical signs, but still it is very relevant, but the exact cause yet to be known. I am going to continue the class in these headings: definition, pathophysiology, pathology of clubbing, grading, causes, method of examination, other signs, difficulties, confirmation, red flags, and references. Bulbous enlargement of terminal phalanx of fingers and toes due to soft tissue proliferation in it, and it can be easily detected as increased anteroposterior curvature of the nail. This is the definition of clubbing. In this picture you can see clubbing. Here the anteroposterior diameter is more, and here in this picture you can see there is a bulbosity of the tip of the finger because the size of the tip of the finger are not pointed, but it is looking slightly more than the rest of the size, girth of the fingers. And in this picture you can see that bulbosity of the terminal phalanx. Now we shall discuss what are the theories of clubbing. The exact etiology is not known, but there are only postulations. The postulations are hypoxia. Persistent hypoxia causes opening of deep AV fistula of the terminal phalanx through the release of VEGF, that is vascular endothelial growth factor. Next it is the neurogeny. The vagus stimulation causes vasodilation and clubbing. Next, toxic theory, that is example in endocarditis there is clubbing. Next it is the humoral factor. Lot of humoral factors including hormonal factor we have to consider. Hyperthyroidism, that is the growth factor increase, parathyroid excess, estrogen excess, prostaglandin excess, and bradykinin increase also cause vasodilation and clubbing. Next theory is the pressure changes between the radial and the digital artery, and this is the reason why we are getting this clubbing, the artificial epifistulas as made in the case of hemodialysis. Ferritin theory, decreased ferritin in systemic circulation causes dilatation of AV anastomosis and hypertrophy of the terminal phalanx. Last theory, it is the megakaryocytic or platelet clusters lodged in the peripheral vasculature of the digit, release platelet-derived growth factor, and this platelet-derived growth factor release secondary to infection anywhere in the body causes vasodilation, increased vascularity, permeability, and connective tissue changes in the terminal phalanx. There are environmental factors and genetic factors in the genesis of clubbing. The environmental factors, there is humoral factors that we already discussed, vagal mechanism we have discussed, hypoxic theory, and this interact with the genetic predisposition, and this combination probably the reason why there is a clubbing. For example, megakaryocyte undergoing fragmentation within the pulmonary capillaries, and therefore they are producing the platelet, and when there is a diseases there in the lung, or when the blood is bypassing the lung, there be a this fragment bypasses the lung, enter into the systemic circulation, and they get impacted in the fingertip. Activation of the megakaryocyte and platelet slump, therefore, that will release the platelet-derived growth factor and VEGF, and the hypoxic effect of everything together is known to produce increased blood flow, connective tissue changes in the fingertips and toe tips, and producing clubbing. The mutation of the human prostaglandin dehydrogenase gene is known to produce disjunctional abnormality in 15 prostaglandin dehydrogenase enzyme, and therefore there will be defective failure of prostaglandin E2 metabolism, and this is known to produce vasodilatation and finally resulting into the clubbing. Pathology of clubbing: vascular soft tissue proliferation in the distal phalanx, AV communication, interstitial edema, bony changes in the phalanx, in some cases as spicules in the phalanx, and there will be changes in the fingertips and toe tips similar to that of inflammation. And now the grading of clubbing. Grade 1, in the early phase there will be obliteration of angle between nail and the overlying cuticle, that is onychodermal angle. It is otherwise known as ovibond angle, and therefore we get what is called two signs, the profile sign and floating sign. Because of this we will discuss what are those signs later. Then grade 2 clubbing, very common manifestation of clubbing in the form of increased anteroposterior and as well as a transverse curvature of the nail. Grade 3, increased pulp tissue mass there in the fingers and the toe tips, and resulting in what is called the parrot beaking and drumstick appearances. And grade 4 is the hypertrophic osteoarthropathy, and when there is a pose is there in the lung, it is otherwise known as hypertrophic pulmonary osteoarthropathy. Therefore, there are 4 grades. Where the grade 1 and 2 together is known as mild clubbing, and grade 3 and 4 known as a severe clubbing. Now, in this diagram, you can see the normal onychodermal angle, that is less than 160 degree. But when there is obliteration of the angle between the nail and the overlying cuticle, the angle becomes 180. Therefore, that is the grade 1 clubbing. And see, when there is marked clubbing, there will be increase of this angle more than 180. There are 2 ducts, that is the interphalangeal duct and distal phalangeal duct. Interphalangeal duct, it is through the distal interphalangeal joint, and distal phalangeal duct, it is the duct that is passing through the base of the nail. Usually normal individual, the distal phalangeal duct will be lesser than the interphalangeal duct. In clubbing, the distal phalangeal duct will be more than interphalangeal duct. This picture is showing that grade 2 clubbing, it is increased anteroposterior curvature is more there in this picture. You can see that tip of the finger, it is bulky when compared to the girth of the rest of the finger. That is the bulbosity of the terminal phalanx. And this is the drumstick appearance, and this is the parrot beaking, and this picture is showing swollen interphalangeal joint in addition to clubbing. Therefore, that's a point in favor of hypertrophic osteoarthropathy. Causes of clubbing, we have to say that primary, idiopathic or congenital, and The other one is the secondary to many underlying pathologies in various organ systems. Causes of idiopathic or primary clubbing are pachydermoperiostosis, familial clubbing, or hypertrophy, osteoarthropathy. Causes of secondary clubbing, backward clubbing, this is the one you have to concentrate, seen in all fingers and is known to occur first in the index finger and the thumb. It takes 2 to 3 weeks after the development of the underlying illness to show that clubbing. Pulmonary and thoracic causes constitute the majority, usually come to the tune of 80 to 90%. And the most important cause, it is the bronchogenic carcinoma, that two mainly non-small cell type of bronchogenic carcinoma. At another intrathoracic condition, there are the suppuratory lung diseases like bronchiectasis, cystic fibrosis, lung abscess, empyema. And at another lung condition, the interstitial lung disease, especially in idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. And also it is seen in mesothelioma, and it is also commonly seen in pulmonary AV malformations. Cardiovascular causes are congenital cyanotic heart disease, Eisenmenger syndrome, bacterial endocarditis, atrial myxomas. Gastrointestinal cause or infradiaphragmatic causes are cirrhosis of liver, inflammatory bowel disease, malabsorption, including celiac disease and tropical sclerosis. Miscellaneous causes are thyroid disease, also known to produce, especially the Graves' disease, known to produce clubbing, that is known as thyroid acropathy. Pseudoclubbing, usually it is post-traumatic, and also seen in CKD patient on dialysis, and at the side of AV shunt you can see the clubbing. Next, the leprosy, scleroderma, hyperparathyroidism also are known to produce clubbing, and because these are known as pseudo, because these are known to produce resorption of the finger rib rather and producing the clubbed appearance of the nail rather than increase the soft tissue mass. Uni-younger clubbing, that is seen only in one nail, that is post-traumatic, tophaceous gout, sarcoidosis are the causes. Unilateral clubbing, old hemiplegia, aneurysmal dilatation of aorta, subclavian or innominate arteries. Therefore, on the side of that aneurysm, you get that clubbing. Following AV fistula, we already mentioned that is known to produce clubbing. And next, another condition is erythromelalgia. Still other condition, we already mentioned the primary one, the congenital or familial condition. Non-uniform clubbing is the hallmark here, usually seen only in some fingers only. From early childhood onwards you can see, and is known to come in the family members because the inheritance is usually autosomal dominant. Differential clubbing seen in PDA with the reversal of shunt with the cyanosis and clubbing in both toenails. But in hypertrophic pulmonary osteoarthropathy, there will be marked tenderness there in the joint, and it is painful clubbing too. And in pachydermoperiostosis, because the gyrated appearance of the forehead, it will give the appearance what is called bulldog appearance. Uni-younger clubbing, we already mentioned this. And pseudoclubbing also we have mentioned. It may be seen in Hansen's disease due to resorption of tissue, vinyl alcohol, leukemia due to the soft tissue deposition here there in this, and it is the hyperparathyroidism. We already discussed these causes. Now, in this slide there is a mnemonic for clubbing, and see, if you are only considering this, you will forget the other important cause of clubbing too. That is the problem with the mnemonics. Now, this point we should remember that this is the way you have to look for clubbing and early clubbing, and this you can see when you are viewing the nail profile in the profile view, and when there is onychodermal angle obliteration, you can see only in this view, and therefore this is known as profile sign of clubbing, the earliest sign of clubbing. Now the Lovibond angle, we already mentioned that the Lovibond angle less than 160 is the normal. When it is more than 180 or at 180, it is in favor of clubbing. Now, how will you look for another sign of clubbing, that is the floating nail sign. This is what is called looking for fluctuation. Some people say that even fluctuation is the earlier sign than the profile sign. But you should know how to elicit this. As shown there in this picture, the examiner's both thumbs should be kept beneath the pulp of the finger of the patient, and the examiner's both index finger should be placed at the base of the nail. One index finger you have to use as watching finger, and with the other index finger you press that nail base and see whether you can feel that movement of displacement with one finger with the other finger. Then you have to say that there is fluctuation present there in the fingernails. This is again the picture showing how you have to do this fluctuation, and the one index finger is the fluctuating finger, other one is the watching finger. And yet another important sign, it is the Chambrose sign or window sign, and you have to keep both the thumb as a mirror image to each other, and you can see a diamond shape opening coming between the nail and the distal digit. And when there is obliteration of this window, you have to say that this Chambrose sign is present there in this patient. In this nail with the clubbing, you can see there is no space between the distal digits of both the thumb. But here in this picture, you can see this diamond shape. And this picture is showing how you have to elicit hypertrophic pulmonary osteoarthropathy. Here you have to give shake hand to the patient, and with the left hand you have to hold the forearm, and you have to watch the patient's face and see. You have to press the hand first and see whether he is wincing with the pain. After that, you do the same. You have to steady the hand and then press with the forearm and see whether the patient is wincing or not. And when the patient is wincing with the pain, that is a point in favor of hypertrophic pulmonary osteoarthropathy, in addition to edema of the interphalangeal joint and wrist joint. And this picture showing clubbing there in the toenail and no clubbing there in the fingernail, and therefore this is the differential clubbing. According to the Lung India, the official publication of Indian Chest Society, there are 5 grades as shown there here. Grade 1, fluctuation softening of the nail bed. Grade 2, increase in the normal 160 angle between the nail bed and the proximal nail fold. Grade 3, accentuation of convexity of the nail. Grade 4, clubbed appearance of the finger. Grade 5, development of shiny or glossy chain there in the nail adjacent skin with a longitudinal striation. But it is better to follow the previous grading, and therefore, but you have to mention whether you are following that 4x4 club grade or 5x5 grade. Difficulty: hypertrophic osteoarthropathy can occur without clubbing. Dystrophic nail due to fungal infection, very difficult to say whether the patient is having clubbing or not. And when the patient is having infective endocarditis, whether there is clubbing present or not. And now, how will you confirm this? Confirmation is by Chambrose sign. Shadowgraphy, magnified shadow of the index finger you can use, and thermography, it is by infrared camera you can detect whether there is any increased blood flow and temperature in the distal digits. Red flags: hypertrophic pulmonary osteopathy is usually seen in carcinoma of the bronchus, clubbing and supraclavicular lymph node enlargement, suspect bronchogenic carcinoma, clubbing and hoarseness of voice, suspect again bronchogenic carcinoma and the mediastinal lesions. Clubbing and pneumonia, have to consider complicated pneumonia. Clubbing and pallor and fever, have to suspect endocarditis.